Welcome back, everybody, to the Soda Nerds. We have 50% of the group here today, Ben and Jeff.
The wisest of the two. Wait a second. What? What? Where's Jeff?
I'm glad you caught it. Jeff's not here. He was supposed to be, but he's not. Ben, I'm just going to run that one into the ground.
I know you are.
No, we have
Today,
Ben.
yeah.
We have Ben and Johnny here today. And first and foremost, we just want to say thanks for being here. Whatever platform you are listening or watching on, if you're on podcast, thanks for listening. And if you're joining us here on YouTube and getting the visual aspect of the show, thanks for being here for that.
And as I always put it across here, if you are listening on the podcast, you got to check us out on YouTube, because you got to wonder, what do we really look like?
What do we look like? What does the surrounding look like?
Oh,
Right?
you got to love it.
It's a pretty cool surrounding, especially behind you, Ben.
Well,
You got a good look of what we're talking about today, right?
oh yeah.
So yeah, anyway, before we jump into it, we just want to say thanks again for being here. If you're on YouTube, we always love and appreciate the support. If you like, comment, subscribe, let us know about videos that you'd like us to do or things you'd like to hear about. If you're listening on podcast, if you have a second, just take a moment to leave a review, whether it's 1 star or 5. We appreciate any feedback that we can get here. But yeah, today we're going to jump right into it. We are talking about the wonderful franchise that is Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Jurassic Park, because we have a new movie coming out this summer, and I'm sure we'll do more speculation about that as it comes up, but bringing it back to the roots of the very first Jurassic Park, maybe just go through, I don't know, our first experiences with it. And
Well, I mean, really, what were your first experiences? Because, I mean, how old were you when this movie first came out?
so
man?
Jurassic Park, very first one came out June of 93,
Yep.
and I turned 1 in August of 93.
All right, yeah.
So-
So I'm the old man in the room right now.
So excuse me. So I was about 10 months old
Gotcha.
when this movie first came out. And I think I've told you this, that my brother was 3 and my mom tried to take both of us to the movie theater. She tried to take her 3-year-old and her 1-year-old to go see this new just movie that nobody had ever, it was different than anything.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Different than anything. And she tried to, it's a movie about dinosaurs. I'll take my kids and we'll go watch it. And
Well, she wasn't wrong.
she wasn't wrong. I remember her telling me that somebody stopped her like outside the theater and was like, you can't take them to go see this. Like, that's like, this is like scary. Like, it's not, you're not, watching animated dinosaurs playing with each other. Like,
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I swear that I remembered as a child, this was a rated R movie when it first came out.
honestly, I have no idea.
Okay, because I see, I was, let's see here, 93. That
You were
puts me.
9?
I was in 3rd grade, I think.
Yeah, so you're 9.
I was about 9, yeah. And
that's
I
prime
remember,
age.
Oh, dude.
That's prime age
But
for
see,
Jurassic Park.
Here's the thing. We were going to in downtown Anoka, small movie theater, and we went and we saw Super Mario Brothers, because that came out the same time as Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
And I loved Super Mario Brothers, and I thought that was a phenomenal movie. And we convinced my parents, because this is what we did during the summertime, just hanging out, and let's go back to the movie theater, And we convinced my parents to take us back to the movie theater. But my brother, he goes, "Oh, Ben, no, we're going to go see this movie." So we paid to go see Super Mario Brothers. But
You'll
then
sneak
he's
around.
just, my older brother, being the good influencer that he is.
Older brothers always are.
Oh, yeah. Pulls me in, sits me down. So we snuck into this movie that was PG-13. That's probably why I thought it was, rated R, because I was just like, we shouldn't be in here,
Yeah.
kind of thing. To the point that I actually confessed to my parents that day. Because I felt so guilty. We snuck into a movie.
caved.
I caved.
Big brother's just like, really?
Yeah,
Like,
you rat. Oh, he was pissed.
couldn't just
But
keep that one to yourself.
it was a phenomenal movie at that point too. I mean, yeah, it was scary and something new, but it had that such magical feeling of like, oh my God, these things were real.
Yeah.
And it just like
Yeah.
that awe feeling.
That's why when I say it's like different than anything anybody had seen before, like
Oh, yeah.
complete game changer brought to the big screen, right? And again, I was only one, and before that was Star Wars, and I wasn't even a thought for that. But
Right.
but to make dinosaurs look so unbelievably real
Oh yeah.
30 years ago,
Well,
right?
you know, the fact is, you know, we don't know what these things look like. We don't know what they sounded like, but they made an entire
Yes.
movie just like these are the real deals.
Yeah.
You know, so much that I actually transformed my life going, okay, I want to become an archaeologist. You know, I want to find this amber with all these mosquitoes. And I
Yes.
remember specifically at the time of this movie that news was coming out about, okay, yeah, we have found bugs in amber or whatnot, but you can't really find the blood in them because they're really dried out and blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. But a couple of scientists were saying, well, this is actually possible. We could do this, but we just don't have the full technology yet. And I'm just going, at this day and age, we got to have the technology. So somebody's got dinosaurs around the corner. I'm
Yes.
just saying.
Yeah.
If we're cloning sheep, we got to clone dinosaurs.
That conversation has been going on for 3 decades now,
Right.
right? Where, and it seems like every year we get closer and closer. You see something pop up where it's like, scientists are this much closer to duplicating a dinosaur, blah, blah, blah. And everybody's like, I'm pretty sure we've had about 3 decades now of a franchise explaining why this is a terrible idea to do this.
You know, with the upcoming movie, what was it, World Domination or something like that? What's that?
I think you're right. Yeah.
Jurassic Park Dominant
Forgive
World.
us if we're wrong.
Sorry. I've been watching all the rest of them, and that's where I'm a little mixed up on it.
Yeah.
I just got done with The Fallen Kingdom today, but just like after watching all of these movies again, I'm just going, Malcolm was right. We didn't learn from our first experience, not the second one, not the third one, not the fourth one, after they rebuilt the entire park and made it into this big, huge money maker and thought they could handle it. But no, we were stupid enough to mess with it some more. And and then
isn't that kind of the way just history goes in general, though? We never learn from our mistakes.
That's the key factor in that. Human greed is usually the number one cause of all problems.
Mm-hmm. I can make it to the moon. Let's do what we can do to make it to the moon. Everybody wants to be there first.
Yeah.
I can create a dinosaur. What country's going to create a dinosaur?
Yeah.
But yeah, so you have 93, that movie comes out, and even still to this day, 30 years later, it's unmatched what they were able to do with robotic dinosaurs, right? Making them look so unbelievably real, less CGI than there is today. Today, the whole dinosaur is CGI, right?
Yeah.
But just that Tyrannosaurus Rex, right? Everybody has it pictured in their head when he breaks through that electric fence and he steps out and the big first old bro. That has to be the moment where everybody for the first time seeing the theater is like, oh my God. What just happened?
Well, you know, I'll be honest with you. When I saw that gave me a little bit, you know, more of a perspective, because it's kind of one of those things that you always see these dinosaur bones or these, you know, fossils and stuff in the museums.
Yeah.
So when you actually see, like, you know, on the big screen, this giant creature, this giant dinosaur stepping out next to these 2 vehicles with the size difference with everything, it's just kind of like, yeah, no, we would have been screwed. Thank you for, you know, whatever took out the dinosaurs. You know?
Yeah, no, let's never do that again.
Right?
Let's not have that be a part of society.
Bring that. You know, if we're going to bring back dinosaurs, we have the technology. Let's just bring back the herbivores. Is that the plant eaters?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just bring back those. No carnivores. We don't need none of that.
But you can't, we've talked human greed. You can't start,
I know.
You can't even start that train because now you've created a herbivore.
No.
Holy cow, you have brought back a living dinosaur. Well, how do we up the ante? How do we make it different?
Somebody's always going to want it. Yep.
And there you go. We just told you the plot of every single Jurassic Park and Jurassic World movie. That's basically how it goes. But no, this is kind of my hot take, knowing that we were going to be talking about Jurassic Park. I wouldn't necessarily call it a hot take. It's just my preference and my opinion, right? So you have these iconic franchises. You have Star Wars, you have Ghostbusters, you have Jurassic Park, you have Lord of the Rings. Any multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar franchise you can think of, right? That we just all know and love. I have always loved Jurassic Park, the franchise, more than any of them.
Really?
Yes, 100%. I even, And here on the Soda Nerds, like, that's pop culture. That's a key to what we talk about, right? So even Marvel, DC, Harry Potter, any big franchise you can think of, Jurassic Park will always be my favorite for nostalgic reasons and just because of how unbelievably cool I think it is.
Interesting. I don't know. I don't know if I would see it as the. I mean, it's definitely the top. It's one of those things that it opened a whole new world.
Yeah.
So the first couple will always be that strong. I got to say, actually, the first one stood strongest. The second one was more of a comedy when they made so many more funny points in it. There's nothing wrong with that. I enjoyed. I laughed. It was great.
We appreciate comedic relief.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then you have the third one where they try to bring back, Alan Grant and try to bring it back to, all right, it's the dinosaurs on the island, because they had that instance back in San Francisco where the T-Rex got loose or whatnot in the second one. But I just kind of go, that first one really set it, that this awe feeling of these are capable, these are awesome.
Yeah, holy cow.
Animals,
Yep.
But it didn't really come back to that until I think Jurassic World.
Really?
For me, because the other ones just didn't hit that niche of like awe to me.
Yeah.
And then this last one, The Fallen Kingdom, that I watched. I actually watched that today. That, I mean, I don't think there's a person out there that can deny that scene where the volcano explodes.
Oh yeah,
and everybody's leaving the island or whatnot, but you see
get out of here.
Brontosaurus or Brachiosaurus, and just in that cloud with the fire and everything behind it, and just your heart breaks for these animals, and it's just like you have those touching moments in the beginning. In the first movie, in the first Jurassic Park, and in that one, I don't really have any of those touching moments so much in the second, in the Lost World, or the third movie there. So to me, that's where it's just like, all right, yeah, it was entertaining, and I thought it was kind of dropping off, but yeah, when they made Jurassic World, they had me back on board with that. So that's where it's kind of like, I don't know. I mean, what to you really made it stand out to you that made this go, oh, yes, this is better franchise out of the rest of them?
And again, it's personal preference, obviously, right?
Of course.
But I think the biggest thing for me is like, it's living creatures that existed. There's proof and evidence that they existed, right? And I think it's always...
Unless you're Jeff and it's a flat earth kind of thing. And it's just...
Jeff, maybe you should have showed up. You could have defended yourself, but...
Love you, buddy.
You're not here. No, I think that's the biggest aspect for me, is that it's like, it's an animal thing, where if you look at everything else, like Harry Potter is like magic, Star Wars is space magic, and Marvel is magic again, and,
right.
and superheroes, and it's all this kind of out of the realm of possibility, right? Super cool, super awesome. But I think for me, it's more of just like the raw, real feel of it, that it's like, these are living creatures. You know what I mean?
So you're more or less looking at it going, all right, yeah, there's no way that, maybe Iron Man, but other than that, there's no way for all these other Marvel characters coming to play, and unless you're Jeff and you truly believe in Thor with everything.
Yeah.
But, so you're looking at this as, were real animals, and we could bring them back because we could get that technology to set that up and do that.
Yeah.
So that's more of a heart puller for you, because it's just like, this is real.
It's probably more nostalgia than anything, but that's I mean, that's all of this stuff, right?
What was your favorite dinosaur then? I mean, what's the one that...
in these movies, it's like gotta be a Velociraptor.
Really?
100%.
Okay.
That's just, I like intelligent animals. I think it's super cool when an animal is like, can outwit you and outsmart you, clever girl. Like so it's always been throughout all of them. It's anytime the Velociraptor shows up, I'm like, oh, this is sweet. Just because I like wolves too. Like, I'm a big fan of wolves. So it's like, you're hunting in a pack, you're super intelligent, you're strategic about how you do things, right? And that's probably why I love it so much, is like the realm of possibility of a dinosaur coming back. Probably that's not why I love it, right? But the fact that they were real I think is super cool to me, and that they have these attributes is like makes it even cooler. Like when you read a history book or something, you're like, oh, isn't that cool how they used to do this or how they used to do that? Or that's how I feel when I think about Jurassic Park and dinosaurs. Like, how sweet is it that they used to hunt in packs and they would do this and they would do that, and like it's stuff that happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. I can get behind that. That works.
So I think it's. And again, that's where my mind would be like, you bring a herbivore back, I'm going to be like, when's the velociraptor coming? That's going to be my head. So we're never going to do that ever. But
here's Johnny. I've been waiting all my life to be eaten by you. Oh, thank you. No, yes, no. And that's where it's kind of like, all right, yeah, I love the first one because it was more T-Rex centered with that.
Yeah,
with a little bit of Velociraptor sprinkled in there.
For sure.
Then it started moving closer and closer because the popularity of the Velociraptor picked up.
It picked up big time.
But then you see that perfect, in Jurassic World, you have that perfect combination of T-Rex and Velociraptor.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the guys that, kick the butt, for that Indominus Rex or whatever,
It kind of, like you said, the popularity, it shifted where after the first one, the whole franchise kind of became about the Velociraptor, right?
Yeah.
Every single one of them always came down to the Velociraptor. Like in the second one, the final scene before they get off the island, they got to escape the Velociraptors, right? The third one, it's the eggs with the Velociraptors, you know what I mean? And then you go to Jurassic World where now we're training Velociraptors and we're a part of the pack with them. So
do you think that's because people connect more on that, on going, well, they're smart, intelligent creatures like us, so that we can be friends with them, kind of thing? Is that more or less where that links into?
I don't know.
Or is it just because these suckers are gonna kill me? I love it.
Well,
I just don't know where that.
I think it's definitely, there's a badass factor to it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Where a T-Rex is, a T-Rex is cool.
I got a big head and little arms. I love a T-Rex, but that's the
I was gonna, and Luke is gonna like punch the air right now. But when I think of a T-Rex, I think of like Hulk. Like, you're cool, but you're also kind of dumb. So I don't.
Sorry,
just kidding.
Luke.
Anybody watching or listening, don't hate me, but that's how I feel.
I guess because it comes down to everybody stand still. Don't move.
Don't move.
Because
they're really dumb. So don't move and you'll be fine.
Right. But hey, I do appreciate the creativity on this, because it really does. Jurassic Park has done really well with taking a complete extinct ecosystem and truly bringing it to life. I think that's where I'm so psyched about the upcoming movie, because it's just like, now literally we are thrown back in that mix.
Figure it out.
And we are the smart cavemen, but we are living with the dinosaurs. And how is this all going to work? I do not know where they're going to take this movie, and I'm psyched to find out where the writers are going to bring this, because there is no, like, either we find a way to compromise somehow, or because I can't see that they're going to be able to kill off all these dinosaurs now that they're all over the place. And sure as heck, we ain't going to die off. So where's that lead? So I want to know where they're going to take it. And that's, I don't know. I'm geeking about that.
Survival of the fittest.
Sometimes that ain't us.
It's not the worst concept in the world. No, I'm excited to see what they do with it too. And I told my wife at the end of the last Jurassic World that they made, I was like, third one's going to be all about coexisting with dinosaurs, right? That's what it's going to have to be. And I'm excited to see what they do with it. I know you talked a little bit about how you liked the latest one that they made, right?
Yep.
That's probably my least favorite out of all the Jurassic Park movies.
Okay.
Just because I feel like they kind of went a little extra with it. I'm a huge fan of like the island movies, like your tropical rainforest running. You're on their turf running from them. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like I love that concept of it. Whereas this last one kind of felt like they were just trying to double down on the second Jurassic Park. Right, we'll spend a little time on the island, and then we're gonna go back, and we're gonna be amongst humans. And I thought the concept was kind of cool, where it was like, well, we're gonna auction off dinosaurs, because that's probably what would happen in this world, where you have billionaires, and they're gonna be like, what's the next thing I need in my collection? A freaking dinosaur. So
Can I get that white or beige? Can I get it? I need it to match my pink Corvette. Give me
I
a
want
break.
the one with the most teeth and just the deadliest, snarly looking thing that you have. What a great idea. So, but I felt like they went a little extra with it, where it's like, I like the intelligence of the Velociraptor, but then that whatever the heck it is they made in that movie is like creeping into a little girl's bedroom, and it's like, okay, what do we got going on here? You know what I mean?
All right, so I will agree with you on the whole creeping thing. I'm sorry, you're a dinosaur. You're not going to creep in this slow
you're not Freddy Krueger.
Exactly.
Dude. Like,
you're going to pounce on that bed. You're going to shred the girl to pieces. That's the way it is. But I do like. See, I liked that they went, back to the island, and, no humans were there. If they would have left it, Jiminy Crickets, yes, all the dinosaurs would have died there because the volcano was erupting. But I kind of like that aspect that they were putting into, do we save these animals that we created, or do we let them go back extinct again?
It's the ethical thing to do. Yeah, right? What do you do?
And that's a moral question for any of us to kind of go, shoot, what the heck do we do? I mean, and I like, actually, at the end of Fallen Kingdom, I don't know when the last time you saw it was, but since it's fresh in my head, the little girl that's in that, she's also a clone. Spoiler alert.
Yes.
So that was the.
You should have seen it by now.
If you haven't seen it now, you shouldn't be watching this right now. But no, yeah. So she's a clone too. Just same concept of being brought back, just like the dinosaurs.
Yes.
So at that, she was the one who released the dinosaurs. So they were opening up all the cages because all this poison gas was filling into that room.
Yep.
And then they were going to let them die because, yes, as adults, you can realize the ramifications of all this.
Yeah.
But as the little girl, they're alive, just like me, as she says, and it's just like, wow, okay, that's a different perspective. You know, she's now feeling this and she's letting them go. Well, do we look at these creatures now like this little girl that, I don't know. But see, that's okay. So now I also go on all of this. If there's only so many species that obviously got, taken off the island and sold off or whatnot, this is not a Noah's Ark kind of thing. I mean, do we have a male and female of each? I mean, how are these things reproducing?
Well, they're all female, remember? Well, or they're supposed to.
Right. Be. Well, obviously, we've seen that Blue, she has, in the trailers, Blue has a little,
there's a baby Blue.
Yeah, there's a baby Blue. Well, how does, she fertilized her own eggs. All right. Well, hey, she's woke too. But, it works out. But, but I do like the concept of how they're bringing this in, but I don't know, with this storyline of the last one, it hit home because it was that touching factor and it hit on those moral levels.
Yeah.
But the fact that all these, billionaires that are behind the scenes, these, arms dealers and all that jazz that are getting screwed over and eaten, I like that part too. But now how are we going to deal with this, that this is all in North America? Yeah. We have all these dinosaurs that are here. Great.
Or like, how far ahead are we going to be?
Right.
Like, I guess we saw a little bit in the trailer, like it still looked like there was not a shredded civilization. So it's, but that was going to be my question, is like, is it going to pop up and it's going to say like 30 years later or something like that? You know what I mean? But I doubt that because it's got the same actors and actresses in it. But that's my thought, though, is what you're saying about that last movie. It's like, it excites me, but it scares me at the same time for this next movie because I love the Jurassic Park franchise so much. And they keep saying, well, it's going to be the end of the franchise.
It has to be. Where else do you take it?
Yeah, where else do you take it? But my fear is like, don't try and do too much. Like, don't make it so over the top ridiculous that everybody is watching The Last Jedi and is like, what the hell did I just watch? You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Just don't do that. Like, don't take the franchise out back and shoot it in the face with a shotgun. Like, do it justice.
Fully agree. But yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, we know that they have to close it out. They're bringing in all the big main characters.
Yep.
And they're all tying them into the one movie here. We have at least a couple of years, because now it shows that, humans are coming across these things and they're out in the open and, no problems. But I don't know. I think the body count's got to get up there. We saw in one of the trailers, Malcolm's going, why they got to always get bigger, and you see obviously
there's going to be a new dinosaur
or something, whatever that meat eater is going to be. But yeah, I mean, what do you do? Just kill off the meat eaters? I mean, then what do you do?
Yeah.
So somewhere down the line, they're going to have to cross that boundary of, you have all these people that have this genetic knowledge. They should show how that's going to shut down, because, I mean, how do you stop it otherwise? The end of the movie is, well, until the next guy creates the next batch. I mean, how do you end a movie like that? So I agree with you. They have to be careful with this to make sure.
You can't go too crazy, right?
Yeah. They keep on upping the genetic dinosaurs.
Yes.
So what's the next step? I mean, what's the next craziest realm that they're going to take this? So.
Well, it seems like, again, from the trailer, that we're going to have a movie plot heavied around Blue and the Velociraptor, right?
Can you hear that every time that I'm setting that down? I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
No, if you can, who cares? That's whatever.
I apologize.
Just
Thank you, Terramana.
Get back to thinking about dinosaurs, okay? So
I apologize.
No, so it's probably gonna. It seems like it's gonna be with them saying, oh, we can't let them find her, or we're never gonna see her again. Blah blah blah. Well, we're gonna have, like, part of the plot is gonna be Velociraptor heavy again, but still, what is the rest of it gonna be? Like you're saying, how are we gonna survive with dinosaurs?
I just hope that they keep that classic feeling. I mean, like we said about this beginning movie. I mean, that is that awe factor. This was the first, soundtrack for me. Just the feeling that it came directly from that soundtrack. I mean, everybody knows that music. Everybody can feel that and just have that awe feeling in it. So
I dubbed that, on top of this being my favorite franchise, it's my all-time favorite theme song for a movie. Like, hands down, nothing else even comes close for me outside of the Jurassic Park theme song.
That's
it doesn't even come close. You can come at me. I don't care if you love the Avengers theme song, Harry Potter theme song, Star Wars theme song, the opening to Star Wars. I could care less. Jurassic Park theme song is 10 times better than all of them.
It's well done, but I don't know if I get that same, and it's obviously everybody's own personal preference, because I still get goosebumps at the Marvel theme song. So,
well, I do too.
But I love Jurassic Park and how that music just fit every little emotion, everything that was going on in that movie. But I think they only did that really with the first one, So if they can kind of,
well, they did, yeah, but it carried on. You know what I mean? That's why. The hair stands up on the back of your neck when, 20 plus years goes by and a trailer for Jurassic World comes out and all you hear is the silent piano. And everybody's just like, oh my gosh, here we go.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, it's pretty, what's that word?
It just takes you. It takes you right where you need to be, right?
Yeah.
It's just iconic.
Yes,
it's so iconic.
Iconic. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you. It is. I can't get over with, like, how well done that first one was.
Oh yeah, it's like, where do you go for, like? Are they gonna get better than this? Like,
well, it was so, like, the realm of this whole thing of looking at, okay, we're taking this concept of, okay, there's only going to be only female dinosaurs. How do we build this genetically? And they broke it down so well that it's just like they did well putting that together. So I'm hoping they finish it out strong.
And they've done well maintaining it.
Yes.
Right? Like, you did well putting it together, and you've done well maintaining it with your characters, with your scientist, with your, like, Just every little.
I'm glad the scientist is the same dude
Yes.
throughout it
Yes,
all.
yes.
You know, that's but somebody needs to take him out seriously.
Yeah, no kidding. Stop giving that guy a lab. Stop paying for him to make dinosaurs.
How many people have died because of this?
Yeah,
guy?
no kidding.
Oh, I tell you, no, it'll be cool. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be great.
I'm looking forward to it as well. From capping it off to the very beginning and all those. I mean, it's Jurassic World Far From Home or No Way Home. That's what it's going to be.
There you go.
Jurassic World No Way Home. You're bringing them back.
Are we going to have that raptor and that T-Rex? And
Yeah, no
they're all going
kidding.
to come together and
Yeah, they're
step out of a portal and be great. No.
yes. No, so I'm excited.
You going to take your daughter to go see it?
100%. She
Really?
Oh, absolutely. So
How old is she again?
she's 4.
See, all right.
yeah.
My dad, I love him. When he was 5, so he was, below kindergarten or whatnot.
Yeah.
My dad goes, oh, he loves dinosaurs. Okay, so Jurassic Park was on, so he's watching that. Well, now I take my son home, and now he's having night terrors because the first one getting the guy getting eaten off the damn toilet.
Yep,
It's just like,
no
oh,
kidding.
come on.
With that though, okay, you talk about iconic moments, right? Anybody listening or watching that is 30 years of age or older, right?
Yeah.
You still say to this day, and you could tell me that you don't, but I know you do, and people in your family too. Every time you run to the bathroom or somebody runs to the bathroom, it's always, "When you gotta go, you gotta go."
Right.
That's we all quote it. When you gotta go, you gotta go. That's
Or the mirror on the you
Yes.
can't tell me looking in your rear view side mirrors there when the objects are closer than I mean, that's you look at that and you gotta
closer than they may appear. Yes.
think about that T-Rex just a little bit. And honestly, they show that, and I think except for the third one, I think they show that in every one of those movies. They show a rear view mirror
yeah, cool.
with that on there.
Cool.
So I got to rewatch that third one now just to see if that's on there.
Yeah.
If you know it is or whatnot, message us, and because I would love to know that.
It probably is.
I know it's in the second one. I know it's in the first one. I know it's in the Jurassic World, and it's in this Fallen Kingdom. So, yeah.
No, I will for sure be taking my 4-year-old because when she was 3, she watched the first Jurassic Park, and people can come at me. You can. However, she never had night terrors. She absolutely loved it. It was like some of your kids throw Cocomelon or Finding Nemo on repeat, right? For my 3-year-old, it was the first Jurassic Park movie.
That's
It was just
awesome.
on repeat, and it was always we would try to watch the other ones, right?
Okay.
No. Play the one with the cars and the kids. Because she loved the part where they're literally getting crushed down into the mud by the T-Rex, and she absolutely loves that movie. So when the trailer came out, obviously she'll be closer to 5 by the time this movie comes out, but I showed it to her and was like, can we go right now? Like, I want to. She's never had an issue with it.
Well, that's awesome.
It's just kind of the talk where it's these aren't real,
But
this-
they were.
they were real. Yes, right. This is just a movie, and she loves it as much as my wife and I have
That
loved
works.
it for the years.
Yeah, I know I'll take Bladen to go see this because he's already been asking for it, but I'm not sure about Leia yet.
Yeah?
she's still the whole
Tougher time with the scary things.
yeah, she doesn't care for the jumps, and if
Yeah.
there's a remote ounce of blood, no.
She's out. I'm done.
So, yeah.
Yeah, my daughter's kind of like, I'm ready to quit dance and join the MMA. Like that's her. She's 4-year-old is like, I don't want to be in dance anymore. I want to fight. So it's like, no wonder you want to go watch Jurassic Park.
Yeah, Leia, she wants to be in dance, but she wants to shoot her bow, and she wants to have the quiver on her back as she's doing it. She's just, she likes all that kind of stuff too.
Oh, good stuff.
Oh,
I don't know who's going to be more of a child in this new upcoming movie when we go. If it's going to be my 4-year-old or
There's
if
Johnny.
Yeah, or if it's going to be, I lost my mind when Jurassic World came out, right? Because this had, like I've told you, this was always my favorite franchise. That started in 93, and then you got a good, I don't know when the last one came out. I think it was like 2004 or 2007. Or, I don't know. I can't.
It's sooner than that. Yeah.
I think you're right. It is sooner than that. I can't remember. But you had this chunk of time in between that and Jurassic World, and where it was like my younger kid self watched all of those, and then my adult self was like, oh my gosh, there's another one coming out. And we kind of got it rebooted, where everybody in Star Wars, you've kind of had 3 different phases of it.
Right.
And these other franchises, people have had phases of them. It was kind of like the first 3 Jurassic Park movies. And then you never knew if it was going to happen again or not. You know what I mean?
I just always figured after that 3rd movie, there you go. Oh, well, they learned their lesson finally. Nope, of course not. They rebuilt on the original island.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I don't know what I can say on that. I'm just stupid people. Learn your lessons.
Yeah. They spared no expense.
No expense.
They made it happen
That is,
successfully.
I'm sorry, that is one of the favorite iconic scenes.
Spare no expense.
Back in the original one there, when Timmy's going with a pie and just grabbing 2, he's my spirit animal there, where he's got 2 pie like deals there. And
The shaky jello.
yes. Oh, yeah. I love
there's
those
so many
scenes.
things.
Oh,
I
I
don't-
know. I could pick this movie apart. I love it.
It is so good. Even with Dennis and just, I just love that. Nobody cares.
I know.
See, nobody cares.
You didn't say the magic word.
Samuel L. Jackson. We've talked about him before.
He's in every good movie.
No kidding. Damn it.
I can't repeat what he says on there just because,
Nobody can ever repeat what Sam L. Jackson says.
Right.
But no, I'm excited. I think it's gonna be great. Maybe we'll talk about it more as we get closer. I don't know.
Well, when more trailers come out, I'm going to have to comment on it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. I think as we near the end here, I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to, but because I know you're talking about how you love these Jurassic World movies, right? And you didn't like really the middle two. It was kind of like the very first one and then the Jurassic World movies. I'm just curious if you can we got 5 movies, right? And you just go 5 through 1, what you would pick.
Well, obviously, the first one's always going to be the best because that was the
So you're putting that at number 1.
number one is
Number 1.
Jurassic Park. That just made you go, oh, in all those aspects at all the right times for the first time. I mean, like I said, I was in 3rd grade when I saw that, and it was magical to me to see these beasts like really come to life.
Yeah.
But after that, I'm gonna have to jump to Jurassic World, and then the Fallen Kingdom, and then I think I'll go the second one, which is Lost World, and then the third one for my 5th and final out, because it just, I mean, I like the kid, survived long enough in a water truck, and there was some funny aspects there, but I think I like Lost World for the comedy factor. You got the 76 ball rolling down the road. Oh, I think she's found us.
She found us. Yeah.
But, there's a lot more humor in that one that I enjoyed. But yeah, that first one's always going to be number 1.
Yeah.
Just for that magic. That was it for me.
I think you'd be shocked to hear, and he can correct me if I'm wrong, because Luke, another soda nerd, we've talked about this, that third one, Jurassic Park 3, is, I don't think it's his first, but it's in his top 2.
Really?
Yes. It's and he's a huge Jurassic Park nut as well. But I would probably say, I mean, if you go 5, it would have to be the latest one that they made, the Fallen Kingdom.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's just it's that same. It really is just the dinosaur sneaking into the bedroom. It was kind of
okay. I get
it
you
was
on
just
that.
pushing it just a little too far for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think after that, it probably comes Jurassic World itself. So
Really? You just did not like those last
no.
two?
See, so this is you got to take this with a grain of salt, right? Because there's 5 of them that I all love. Like I love them, but if I have to put them in an order, right? It's not saying I don't like the Fallen Kingdom, but I love the very first Jurassic Park. No, I love all of these movies. You know what I mean? If I have to rank them 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, it's going to be the 2 newest Jurassic Worlds that are going to be 5 and 4. Then it probably goes Jurassic Park 3 for me. at 3, and then the very first Jurassic Park at 2. And my absolute favorite one is Jurassic Park 2.
Really?
The Lost World. Yeah.
Really? What
Yes.
what made that like?
I just love the concept of it, where you have the island piece, right? Where I've talked about how I like the islands, but then you had a little mixture of them back on, land as well. And I know that they did that in the Fallen Kingdom. That was just, like I've said, going a little too far. This was just enough for me. Like, it made sense. Like, they're trying to be greedy, trying to bring it to San Diego, blows up in their face, and then they quickly send it back. You know what I mean? Like, we're not doing that. But I think the biggest thing that I love is just like, you got this huge party of people, and you're all trucking through an island, and you got the iconic scene with the 2 T-Rex that poor what was his name? Was his name Eddie? Poor guy or whatever. Gets ripped in half by the 2 of them.
While he's trying to save the whole convoy
you
there.
got the baby T-Rex, mommy's very angry. Like, you got all of that, and then you have the whole waking up in the tent scene where the T-Rex is sneaking into the tent.
Yep.
Everybody's running and screaming. Like, I think there was just hard-hitting key moments with a lot more people than were in the very first one that made it super cool for me. I just liked the whole aspect of it. I thought it was cool.
When you really think about it, the first one was the introduction for all the dinosaurs, but it had the strong characters of the T-Rex and the Velociraptors in there.
Yeah.
The second one there was strongly T-Rexes, because that was what they were hunting, and that's what going after there. And then the third one was strongly Velociraptors. And then that's where I think the Jurassic World then brought all the dinosaurs back together again, but then hung heavy at the end with those 2 main favorites, the T-Rex and but going against the
Mosasaurus. I mean, you introduced the sweet dinosaur.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. No, I think they're all awesome. I think I could gush and go on and on and on and on about Jurassic Park and Jurassic World and the whole franchise as a whole. But like you said, we'll probably come back to it if there's another trailer, or if there's more to talk about, or if Luke texts us up and goes, "What the hell? You talked about Jurassic Park without me? I want to sit down," and you might get a whole nother Jurassic Park episode with him.
That's true. Luke, you should throw some comments. Let us know your little 2 pieces here. And
absolutely.
Otherwise, get your butt down here and we'll hit it up.
Yeah, no kidding. So, other than that, we just reiterate again, whatever platform you're on, if you're here on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, let us know your thoughts about Jurassic Park. And if you're listening on podcast, again, whether it's a 1-star or 5-star, any review that we could get from you, we absolutely appreciate the time. We appreciate the thought. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
I'm going to disagree with that. If it's a 1-star, don't, but at least a 2-star. Just saying.
At least a 2.
At least a 2.
Do you got a point.
No 1-star.
Don't do a 1.
2. Okay.
Do a 2.
2 or above.
Do a 2, and then if you wanted to do a 1, leave a comment saying, I was going to do a 1, but Ben said no. So
hey, that's fine. That's fine.
We at least got the 2s.
And then come check us out on YouTube. You get to see my beautiful office that I get to work into here.
Yeah, there you go.
And then you can throw down any bashing comments you want to on that. I'm open.
Faux show. But thanks for stopping by. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Until then, deuces. My phone is ringing. So
it's probably Jeff.
It probably is Jeff. Is that even my phone? I don't know. See you later, everybody. Adios.